Good evening, everyone. We will call this Planning Commission meeting to order. Today is March 5th, 2026, and you are here at the City of Mableton Planning Commission regular meeting. Excuse me, sorry about that. So first and foremost, we want to thank you guys for coming out. We want to make sure that we do respect your time. We apologize for the 5-minute delay. We're trying to make sure that everybody was connected to the internet and had all their tech issues straightened out. So we appreciate you guys' patience with us, but we also thank you again for taking time out of your evening to be a part of this process. We do not take that lightly, and we appreciate you guys not taking it lightly. So with that, again, we will call the meeting to order. And before we do anything else, I want to make sure that we kind of go over the rules of decorum, so everyone knows and understands how the meeting will flow, and that way we can all govern ourselves according to the rules that we have out. So first and foremost, if you guys don't have an agenda, I'm sure we can get you one, but I think it'll also be posted up there as well. It's also out there at the table if you want to step out there and get an agenda just to see what's on there. But each case will be called in the order it's presented on the published agenda. When the case is called, we ask that the applicant please stand and raise your hand to show that you are here in attendance. Next, we will call to see if anyone is in support of or opposed to the particular case. We kindly ask that anyone that's in support of or opposed to the case to please stand and raise your hand so that way you can be counted for the record. The applicant will present their case. First, and if any are present, those who are in support of the case will be called to speak, and then those who are opposed will, if any, will call to speak second. Each side will be allowed 10 minutes to plead or present their case and/or raise any concerns that you have with this particular case. There will be no rebuttal process, so we ask that you please direct all of your comments to the Planning Commission within a 10-minute period. Additionally, if more than one person wants to speak on any particular case, we ask that you coordinate with each other about the points that you're going to speak about. Since each side gets 10 minutes only, you may not want to cover the same information more than once, but then again, you might. After both sides has their 10-minute presentation period, the Planning Commission will discuss the case before us, and from that discussion, it's at the Planning Commission's discretion. We may request one or more of the speakers to come back to the podium, which is right here, to respond to questions or provide any additional information. At the conclusion of the discussion, the Planning Commission, we will make a recommendation to Mayor and Council, who they will render a decision. So the key word is we will make a recommendation. City Council, Mayor and Council, they render the final decision. Also, just a bit of housekeeping. Anyone in attendance, anyone in attendance, please turn your cell phones off or place them on mute. Additionally, given the size of the room, if there's any, we ask that you limit or just eliminate any side conversations because it is somewhat distracting to the Planning Commission and also staff. If you do need to have a conversation, we kindly ask that you step out to the room behind you and keep the voices down because, again, that will be distracting to us, not only just us here, but potentially to the viewing audience at home. So with that, yes, go ahead.
Just a quick housekeeping item, Mr. Wheeler. I'm not sure who's in control of this, but we're seeing the video of ourselves on this screen. Is there a way to get the presentation on this screen instead of the video feed? And while you're okay,
but it will switch once you start presenting.
I hope so. I don't know.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Real quick, I'm going to close these doors behind you.
Okay. Yeah, it will switch.
Okay. Perfect. So with that, now that we have rules of decorum, we'll have our roll call. So commissioners, when you hear your name, please say present to acknowledge your presence. So we will start with Commissioner Cheryl Davis, and she is not here. Commissioner Munzir, is it Nakwi?
Nakwi, yes.
Yes, present. Okay, thank you. Commissioner Robin Meyer.
Here.
Commissioner Gerard Jeter.
Present.
And I am Commissioner Dante Philpott, and I am here. Commissioner Carl Valenzuela.
Present.
And Commissioner Andres Miller, she is not here. So Mr. Wheeler, we do have a quorum. So we will move to the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of minutes. I know that we had the opportunity to discuss those minutes at the last work session, but I will leave it open for any of the planning commissioners If there's any additional questions or concerns, edits, anything that we need to make sure that is brought up before the minutes are approved?
I had submitted some minor technical corrections and copied everyone on the planning commission.
In that same email, I accepted those corrections and so forth, and so.
Okay. Did we have any other corrections? And I'll move this just to make it better. Did we have any other corrections aside from Commissioner Myers? And I think we discussed those edits or corrections, but again, just want to make sure that if there's any additional corrections or edits to be made, that the planning commissioners have the opportunity to raise those concerns.
Just for clarification, it doesn't say it specifically on the agenda. Are we only approving February minutes, or are we approving January and February minutes?
It'll be the January and February minutes that we discussed in the
Okay.
work session.
Thank you.
No other questions or concerns? Okay. So at this time, then I guess we can entertain a motion to approve the January and February 2026 meetings with the edits that have been circulated amongst Planning Commission and staff.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Valenzuela. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Meyer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The minutes have been approved. The January and February 2026 minutes have been approved. So with that, we will move to item 4A on the agenda. And Mr. Wheeler, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Yes, so on the agenda, the application for RZ 25-006, can you hear me?
Yes.
we
Okay,
can.
that applicant is requesting a deferral until the April 2nd, and then the April 2nd Planning Commission meeting, and then April 25th City Council meeting. For those who might have been, who are aware, at this last City Council meeting, this applicant was deferred by the City Council until the following scheduled Planning Commission meeting. So therefore, I'm just giving an update regarding this application.
Okay. And for the record, I just want to make sure that everyone knows this particular deferral does not require any type of vote. This is more of an informational or just an update as opposed to anything that requires a vote, correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. So with that, then we will move to item 5A, for new business, which is REZ 2026-001, Zero Lane Circle. Mr. Wheeler, you can take it away.
Yes, sir. So the applicant is Mr. Anthony Lynn. The applicant is requesting to rezone subject property Zero Lynn Circle from R20 residential single family to RD residential duplex. Again, is located at Zero Lynn Circle, Mableton, Georgia. Total acres is almost over a half an acre of land. This is the subject property. The star indicates the subject property. Surrounding the subject property is a residential subdivision located to the east of the subject property. Is actually the Community Development Office, which is the CRC. Further north is a planned village community and townhome development, and further south is single family, and then further out west is commercial properties. This is the future land use map. As again, the star indicates where the subject property is located. The subject property has the future land use designation of low density. It does abut a neighborhood activity center. And then across the street in the existing subdivision, there is a medium density residential classification. As you go further up, there is another neighborhood activity further up in the existing townhome subdivision that's outside of the subdivision. And this is just an aerial photo of the subject property. As again, the star indicates where the subject property is located. Again, as I mentioned, abutting the subject property is the Community Development Office, as well as the existing residential neighborhood, single-family residential neighborhood. Located again further to the west is the townhome development, and as well as further up north as well too. This is just a site photo, so if you're having to drive down Lynn Circle as you're going south, or not, I wouldn't say southeast, this is the view of the subject property as it's currently undeveloped. It was platted in the 1970s. However, the property has, from what we can see, has never been developed. And while other lots in the subdivision has been developed and platted and built on, this has not been built on. And so it's been undeveloped as is until currently, as you see now. Well, not until currently, but currently it's been undeveloped. This is the proposed concept. Mr. Lynn was intending on splitting the subject property to put the duplexes, hence why we're here today. He's already started that process, going through the lot split process with the city of Mableton. He does have approval from Stormwater regarding the lot split. We're still going through the process of approval for Cobb County Water and Sewer, and hence as well as approval from the city of Mableton regarding the actual zoning of the property. Because currently as R20, can't split at this current zoning classification. As well, I want to print out a few things. Again, subject property is 23,372 square feet, so right at the R20 minimum lot size. The applicant is intending on splitting both lots. Both lots would be 11,700 square feet. The applicant does plan on doing one duplex on each parcel, so it'll be two units and 2 units as well. Minimum square footage for the units for each unit will be 1,400 square feet, and overall size of the duplex will be 2,800 square feet. This is the proposed pictures that the applicant was intend on building the duplex as potential prospects. And this is the interior layout of what those duplexes will look like. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what just happened. I apologize. Yeah, so I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why that's not popping up. So somebody hit my slide. So with all our applications, there is zoning criteria, which if you just cycle through that, we have zoning criteria which you'll use to make your decision by. Staff has already taken the liberty of reviewing and provided their answers to their analysis of the criteria in our staff report. Staff believes the applicant, this site does not keep in with the intent and the spirit of the comprehensive plan because of the future land use character of low density, and it's an existing and is located in the existing subdivision. Staff is recommending denial of this application. However, if the Planning Commission does recommend approval, we do recommend approval with the certain stipulations, which I believe are a total of 9 stipulations for this evening. And the applicant is here to answer any questions as well too.
Are you able to pull up the 9 stipulations?
Can we go? We'll work through that. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties.
That's fine. It happens.
There we go.
It's coming.
Oh, so technically it should be 8, I believe, but it should be 8 or 9. Okay.
Would you mind going back to the first slide? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mr. Wheeler, would you just walk us through those, especially for the folks at home?
Yep. So number 1, the property shall be developed and operate as a duplex, 2 dwelling units on the parcel with no subdivision or lot splitting, creating additional buildings, lots, or dwelling units beyond the approved duplex configuration until a separate amendment or review is approved by the governing body. Number 2, all structures should be designed and constructed to be compatible with the existing residential pattern in the surrounding neighborhoods, including height, massing, setbacks, roof lines, materials, and exterior finishes, and modeled after missing middle housing principle, appearing as one structure rather than the obvious design of duplex. Final architectural plan shall be subject to review and approved by the planning department or a designated architectural review board prior to issuance of permits. And number 3, setbacks and coverages. Development shall comply with the minimum setback requirements and maximum lot coverage specified for the duplex district, with any deviations requiring formal variances or amendment per local code. Continue.
Yes.
Okay.
You can summarize if you want.
Okay, and so basically, parking, the parking requirements is 2 paved off-street parking spaces per our code. Basically, a lot of this fancy word is just basically follow our codes, but we want to be clear that we have it in the zoning stipulations and so forth. Again, such as utilities and infrastructures. Again, connection to the municipal utilities, water and sewer shall be provided where available. If on-site septic or well is used, plan approved by the relevant health and utilities authority shall be implemented. Stormwater management shall meet the local requirements. Number 6, environmental and open space measurements comply with adopted environmental protections, including erosion control during construction and protection of protected trees where feasible, and energy efficient standards to an extent required by the building code or green building initiatives. Next one, please. Outdoor lighting shall be designed to minimize off-site glare and sky glow. Construction operations shall be conducted to the limited noise and nuisance impact on adjacent properties in accordance with local noise ordinance and building code. And number 8, phasing. Construction shall be commenced with refined. I apologize. So this should be removed. Really, it should be all activities should comply with applicable building, fire, safety codes, and approve and recommended Cobb County DOT comments as well, which that should be in the staff report as well too. So I apologize for not updating the PowerPoint.
Okay. And you said the applicant is here?
Yes. Yeah.
So per the rules of decorum, the applicant is here. Is there anyone here in the audience that is in support of this particular application? Okay, so we have the applicant. Is there anyone here that is opposed to this application? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I miss?
I'm not seeing her. If there's someone.
Yes, right here on the front row. So that's 3,
She's also
5, 6.
Okay, that's it.
So we have, let it be recorded that it's 6 in opposition.
Excuse me.
So with that, we will ask the applicant, you have the opportunity to step forward. I'm sorry, I apologize. Let me take a step back. So at this point, we will open the public hearing portion of the hearing. So the applicant, since you are here, you have the opportunity to step to the podium. You have 10 minutes. You can use it how you like and speak to your particular application.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Anthony Lim, and I'm the owner of property located at the Lin Circle. I'm respectfully requesting approval for rezoning for my property from single-family residential to residential duplex. This request for a small-scale, low-density residential that will compatible with the surrounding neighborhood. The proposed duplex will be designed to look and function like single-family homes. And we will using residential materials, appropriate height, and on-site parking in full compliance with City of Mableton requirement. The rezoning resulting in minimal increase of density and traffic. It supports the city comprehensive plan by encouraging appropriate infill development and housing diversity. All utilities are available like water, sewer, and stormwater will be managed according to city standard, and the property will be well maintained. And I believe this request represents a responsible use of the property that benefit both of neighborhood and the City of Mableton. I respectfully ask for your approval. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so we have 8 minutes and 47 seconds left, so I will ask this or put it out there one more time. Again, if there is anyone else in support of this particular application, you please feel free to step forward. I'll give you guys a couple seconds if there is anyone. Okay, so again, it looks like we don't have anyone else here that's in support of this particular application. So with that, we do have 6 people here. that are in opposition to this application. Let me reiterate that you guys don't get 10 minutes each. You get 10 minutes total to share how you like to share. So we do have a clock. So respectfully, when that timer goes off, we'll ask you to end your comments there, and then we will close the public hearing portion. So with that, whoever wants to step forward, you guys can start.
Can I start now? My name is Andrea. I have lived on the street for 32 years. It's just a little street. It's got 9 houses on it, and they're all flat little houses. We do not need an eyesore there. We just don't need that. That would be terrible. These little houses were built in the 60s. They're small, and it just don't need to be there. It just don't. So it'll be an eyesore so bad it'll make all them houses be like they shouldn't even have been there. And they're all the people on the street has been there a long time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Brandon E. Barbo, and I live in Lynn Circle, and I am opposed to the redistricting of this area because the area of the neighborhood is a single-family home built in the 60s, and where they would put this new rezoning would be literally an eyesore. It's like taking a straight line and then curving it and going straight again. And the people that have lived on this neighborhood have been there 60 plus years. And I have personally lived there with my family 28 years of my 28 years on this planet. And we all work hard and take care of our homes. And we are a close-knit, single-family neighborhood, and we would not like this to pass. And we have all come to a consensus together as a neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Steve Young. I'm with the Mableton Improvement Coalition, and the Mableton Improvement Coalition opposes this application for the following reasons. The density, the intensity of use of this property is far in excess of what a quiet neighborhood, as the previous speakers have spoke, it's been a quiet neighborhood for 60 years. This would disrupt that harmony and quiet that the neighbors have really reasonably expected to maintain for all this time. Typically, you see the duplexes built in a transition area between higher usage areas like commercial or medium density residential and lower density residentials like this neighborhood. This application is in the middle of the neighborhood. There are other parcels at the edge of the boundaries that are closer to the commercial properties that would be better suited for this kind of development. But in this area, it is completely unsuitable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sandra, and I live on Lynn Circle, and it would be one lot over where they want to build. And that mine is a family home. We've been the original homeowners for going on 69 years. And my mother, she passed away, but she would be against it. She would oppose it. And it's just too much traffic from Mableton Parkway and Boggs coming on there already. They speed. There's no children on there right now on the road. And it would be safer to have just like a flat or rent style house put there instead of duplexes. And I just pray that it won't go through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Esther, and I live in Lynn Circle as well. I am in the property immediately adjacent to the property of Mr. Lynn. And I, along with my family, we're also in opposition, mainly because, like they said, this is a single family area, and we have kids. And my main concern as a mom is, just having so many people coming in and out of the houses as they rent them. That's my biggest concern, to be honest. I would love to keep the area as a single family where our neighbors are people that we know and trust, opposed to people coming in and out every once in a while. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's what, 5 minutes, 45 seconds left? So I'll make one last call. If there's anyone else here that is in opposition to the application, please step forward. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, looks like we don't have anyone else that wants to speak. So at this time, we will close the public comment section of this hearing. And we can open it up for discussion amongst the planning commissioners. So the floor will be open. If we have any questions, we can ask the applicant to step back to the podium.
Mr. Wheeler, I do have a question or two for staff. Can you go back on the presentation to planning staff recommendation 1? I'm trying to follow what you're describing there.
So just basically his intention is to basically rezone to split in two. So if we approach to the idea of splitting it in two, so essentially we're saying if you want to approve it, just have one duplex instead of two duplexes.
So 2 units as opposed to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Is our rezoning, is the rezoning dividing the lots, or is it just changing the zoning for that one parcel, which is currently one lot?
Yeah, just changing the zoning for that one parcel that there. It's changing the parcel for that one rezoning, because he goes through the rezoning to do a residential duplex, then he'll proceed with trying to split the lot. But currently, because of the zoning, because it's R20 and duplexes aren't allowed, he's rezoning to allow for a zoning classification that allows duplexes.
What I want to clarify is the decision that this commission is making has nothing to do with splitting the lots. We are rezoning the property.
Yes, sir. That's
he
correct.
could split it currently at R20?
No, he couldn't.
He could not.
He could not, no. So essentially, it's like a domino effect. You get residential duplex, then proceed with trying to split the lot.
So it allows him to
Yes.
split it,
Yes.
but we are not making a decision on splitting it.
Yes.
That would be a City of Mableton
Yes.
administrative decision, for lack of a better term?
Yes, sir. Yeah. But for him to get to that point, he has to rezone it to a duplex zoning classification to get to that point.
So if we did it with the stipulation recommendation you've provided, we would be basically saying you can't split it. You just have the rezoning to our residential duplex, and that's the stopping point.
Yes.
Okay. The second question I have goes to the Cobb County DOT recommendations, where they are asking for the owner to dedicate additional right-of-way to make sure there's a full 25 feet, I believe it is, from the center line.
Yes, sir.
Would that change the setbacks? Because I know we're dealing with very tight setbacks on this property.
That is the question that I sent over to DOT. I have not heard back from Mr. Wilson, but I'll probably hear back tomorrow morning.
Okay, as you understand it, are setbacks from the edge of the road, or setbacks from the edge of the right-of-way, or where do setbacks measure from?
Edge of the right-of-way, because
So if the right-of-way changes, in theory, the setbacks would shift.
yes, because again, his property has to dedicate that right-of-way, so part of that, part of the building, part of the land will be have to
Can we
give that to-
go back to the site plan on that screen?
Yeah, so
The front of those units, all 4 of them, are currently sitting right at the 40-foot build line or setback line.
Yeah. And
If,
so
if the
again,
right of way increases at all,
that
that
means-
setback would shift.
Yeah. Yes,
And
sir.
by shift, I mean tighten. The back would
Tighten.
not move.
Well,
Yes.
no, it would tighten, so it literally would have to ask for a front yard setback. If it comes back to determination, his dedication to right of way, he would have to ask for a front yard setback or a rear yard setback.
He would have to ask for a
Yeah.
variance.
Yes,
if,
sir.
if the building stayed where it is.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, the building would have to shrink.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir, yeah. But again, as we kind of talked about, that kind of gets more into the concept drawings and all that later on down the
Sure,
road.
once he goes through
Yeah,
the process.
yes, sir.
But I'm just wanting everybody to realize there are a lot of moving parts in
Yes.
this situation at the moment.
Yes, sir, that is correct, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So there's another DOT comment, and I wanted to get clarification. So item number, I think it's, excuse me, item number 3, where it's saying recommend maximum of one driveway access per lot.
Yes.
If I recall, I thought the previous conversation was that there were going to be 2.
Yes, but then DOT revised the comment and said just one driveway, so a shared
Okay.
driveway.
So if we're looking at this currently as is, you have the request to basically split the lot. You would have 4 units. And it's saying maximum 1 driveway per lot. So 2 units, 1 driveway. Okay.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to make sense of it in my head.
If
and
I may, just for clarification, I think it would go back to one of the previous cases we had, just as a reference point, where the garages would have to be touching
In
and
the
the
middle?
driveway would have to be common, yeah.
Okay, I think that's what we were talking about in the
Yeah,
work
we had
session.
a similar case, or another case that had that situation, or
Yeah.
that was where the rendering they provided. So I think it would have to resemble that, where the driveway is centered on the building and the units are split between the garage,
Okay,
to conform with the DOT requirement.
correct. So currently zoned as R20. The request is for RD. The density is what now? What is the maximum? And this is just for record.
So-
what's the maximum density allowed for RD? And we know the future land use is low density residential. What is the max density allowed for that as well?
So it's 4 units is the max density in residential duplex. Currently as
4
is-
per acre?
Is 4 per acre. Yeah.
Thank you.
So currently as is right now with the unsplit lot, it'd be 7 units per acre. Again, that's because again it's half an acre, so I'm not gonna try to get into the math, but it's literally it's beyond 4 units per acre. So
Right.
yeah, so it's well above that.
So it's almost double.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. It's currently as configured as this point in time. Yeah.
Okay.
I have some questions of the applicant, Mr. Lin.
Please step to the podium, Mr. Lin.
Yes, ma'am.
When you were speaking, you said that the duplex that you plan to build would look like a single-family home.
Yes.
But the renderings that we have look like townhouses.
Townhouses normally at least four unit, but this one only 2. When you look something like this, like the whole large single family.
So these images that we have is what you envision these to look like?
Yes.
Okay. And is that a 1-car garage or a 2-car garage?
1-car garage.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may, for the applicant as well, is your intention for these to be rental properties or for sale properties?
For sale property.
Thank you.
And as far as the design, I'm simply going off of what's been presented. This looks like siding on all 4 sides. Are you designing it, or is the idea to design it a little bit different from what's being presented, or is the idea to have all 4 sides just have siding on it?
We can do both. We can do chain or the same will be fine. Will be okay for us.
So, and what I mean by that is, like, for example, you have maybe 25% brick on the front, and then siding, the rest of it siding on 3 sides. I'm not saying that's what you have to do. I'm just kind of making it up as I go to say, hey, okay, well, as opposed to this where it's just siding on all 4 sides, is it brick, 25% brick or 50% brick on the front facing of the house, or is it brick, 25% brick all the way around on what, one, two, I guess 3 sides of the unit? Or that's what I'm trying to make sure that I understand as far as like what you are, I guess what you'd have in your mind's eye to design.
In our mind, similar like this.
Okay. Okay.
I got a quick question. It didn't seem like the people who were opposing this understood that these were for sale. It seems as though they think that it's all for rental. I thought it was all for rental. Now you're saying you're gonna sell those units?
Yeah,
So it's no rental.
not in the.
That's not how I understood what the general public said. Because their concern was renting, people going in and out.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I have that same concern in my neighborhood.
Well, I guess to that point, just because the applicant chooses to sell doesn't mean that the person or people who buy won't do the same thing. I mean, we don't have any control over that, so anybody can do that. But I mean, I get it, and thank you for answering that question as well. You know, hopefully that answers the question that some of us or the community may have had with regards to the intentions for this particular property or these properties. Any other questions? I don't want to commandeer this conversation in any way, shape, or form.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
It's I guess it's a little bit difficult seeing as how we're missing the DOT. Is it DOT or is it stormwater? I'm sorry, I'm losing.
We're missing stormwater.
It was a clarification on DOT right
Yes.
away.
I think we're missing stormwater. Is that correct?
Yes.
That I don't know.
Okay.
No, again, the update should have stormwater comments. And
Okay.
for the
Oh, yes, it
stormwater-
does.
Stormwater doesn't really have a lot
Okay.
to comment on.
Okay. I think
It's
that's
an existing lot, so
Yeah.
there's not really.
I see it.
Yeah, I think my hurdle, where I'm having, what I'm having the hardest time with is the density. And for that lot size, half an acre, essentially, I mean, it's putting, as presented, it's putting 4 units on that particular lot. And I don't want to say it's cramming a lot into a little, but it just seems to be cramming a lot into a little. As you heard, Mr. Wheeler, basically the math says that it's doubling the density, the allowable density for the zoning category, with the future land use being LDR, and just for clarification, Mr. Wheeler, for RD, that zoning category, what is the max density allowed?
4.
4, and this would be basically 7.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I mean it's almost doubling the density, and that's the hurdle that me personally that I have. But I mean, it's as a planning commission, we have to consider all those things. So, as a body, are we ready to make a recommendation with regards to this application?
Can Mr. Lynn sit down?
Say it again.
Is it all right if Mr. Lynn sits down?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. You can have a seat, Mr. Lim. I'm sorry.
Maybe I can add little bit comment.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Maybe I can speak a little bit more
Well,
about
the public comment portion of the hearing is closed. You were just up there for additional questions from
Yeah.
From the planning commissioner. So we'd ask that you have a seat at this time. Thank you. Okay. So at this point, we can make a recommendation for the application, and I'll leave it open for any planning commissioner that wants to make a recommendation on this one.
I have some comments.
Sure, go ahead.
That I'd like to make.
Sure.
I don't yet have a motion. I think the place we all always want to begin is with the comprehensive plan and the future land use map. And the future land use map for this lot is low density residential. And RD, residential duplex, is not allowed in LDR by definition. from there, the next place that my thinking goes is to the density, and to approve a plan that is over 7 units to the acre in an area that is planned for up to 2 units an acre simply doesn't seem wise to me. There are 8 or 9 single-family homes, depending upon how you count, on Lynn Circle. They're all single-story. There's really not anything about this development that fits into the neighborhood. There is some 2-story development underway nearby, but this is not adjacent to that. It's instead in the middle of the neighborhood. I'm not unilaterally opposed to 2-story development or to rental property, which I think over time this might become. Or am I opposed to density necessarily? But this is all 3 on 1 half-acre lot, and so I really come to a halt there. The 1-car garage really bothers me. We're a car-dependent society. These 1,400 square feet is likely to be families. There's going to be probably at least 2 cars, 3 eventually, with each unit having only 1 curb cut. These 2 families are going to have to figure out how to park 4 cars, 5 cars. It seems to me like that's going to require a lot of diplomacy. So as this is presented, it's not a proposal that I can support.
Understand. Mr. Lim, again, the public comment portion of the hearing is closed, so please hold all comments. This is a discussion amongst the planning commissioners at this point. Thank you. I'm sorry, did you have anything else?
No.
I'd echo Commissioner Meyer's comments. One of the residents commented that there's usually a need for transition, or this residential duplex zoning falls in a transition area. To me, it may fit that description in some brief way, backing up to commercial property. But unfortunately, the way it's been presented now does not fit with what is already there, and that's the dilemma we find ourselves in. I'd love to see this in certain locations where there's a commercial property and we need development right next to a commercial property, but it doesn't fit by dropping it in the middle of an existing neighborhood.
Okay. Anything else?
I concur with all the 2 comments.
Speak to the mic.
I concur with the 2 comments.
Okay.
I concur as well.
Okay. So do we want to make a motion at this point?
I guess at this point, I would make a motion to deny the rezoning application 2026-001. And that's it.
All right, so we have a motion to
Recommend denial. I apologize.
We have a motion to recommend denial of REZ 2026-001 from Commissioner Valenzano. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Meyer. At this point, well, any other discussion? We'll start there. No discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The recommendation is for denial. And again, I want to restate a couple quick things for the applicant as well as the community. As a planning commission, we are not zoning the applicant. We are zoning the property. So this is not a personal decision where we have an axe to grind against or for any particular applicant. This is strictly looking at the property and the request for that particular property, and we're trying to understand, does this fit? How does this fit? Is there a way to make it fit? So on and so forth. That's the first thing. I think that's the biggest thing. The second thing is, again, the key word is this planning commission has made a recommendation, that will go to City Council. City Council, whenever this appears on their agenda, I'm not sure the date at this point, City Council will hear or review this application and hear from the applicant, and City Council will make a final decision. So recommendation from us, decision from City Council. So anyone who is in support of this application, anyone who is opposed to this application, you still do have the opportunity to make sure that your voice is heard. Whether you are in support of or in opposition to, you have another opportunity to make sure that your voice is heard. So I want you guys to remember that. I don't want you to walk away thinking that Planning Commission said no and that's just what it's going to be, because that's not the case. Okay. So with that, excuse me. So with that, thank you again to the applicant. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day and presenting this information to the Planning Commission and also to the community. You will have another opportunity to present this to City Council at whatever date appears on their calendar. So with that, we will move to item 5B, discussion of Mableton Planning Commission policy and procedures.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
May I insert just one piece of information
yes, I'm sorry.
for the applicant and for the public who are here? The City Council meets at the Riverside Epicenter, not in this location. And Mr. Wheeler, do we know the date that this will be on the City Council agenda?
It should be March 25th.
March
Okay.
25th? Okay.
Yes.
But I'd suggest that a few days ahead of that time that you get in touch with Mr. Wheeler. If somebody over here at this table can give you that, can let you know how to do that if you're not sure already, and just confirm as to whether or not it's on the agenda and the time of the meeting and the location.
Thank you, Commissioner Meyer. Anything else? Okay, so we'll move to item 5B, discussion of Mableton Planning Commission policy and procedures.
So, as we mentioned at our previous work session, we presented the policies and procedures to you guys for your comments and review. So at this meeting, I would like to go ahead and officially get those comments, on the record. As we mentioned, again, we'd like to essentially get those comments on the record and then as well as part of the minutes. So therefore, we can go ahead and start drafting that and then get it back to you at the upcoming work session and then official adoption at the April 2nd Planning Commission meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So whoever wants to start first.
So I know Commissioner Meyer had a question. We were talking about, I think it was, I can't remember what section it is. It was the section referencing the timing. And I know that we reverted back to the original wording, but we wanted to make sure that it was documented so as to not have the wrong timing in the policies and procedures.
Yes, I think we're talking about section 6. And I believe that on line 2, so it says the deadline for receiving additional information, I'm just going to kind of abbreviate a little bit here. The deadline for receiving additional information by the PC will be 12 noon. Okay, so this should be the deadline for receiving additional information from the applicant. Mr. Huning, is that your understanding of how this works? In section 6B, what we discussed at the work session was that the deadline for receiving any additional information from the applicant was going to be Wednesday of the week preceding this hearing. So it would have been last Wednesday. And then in the second section, we're talking about the public written comments due to the Planning Commission by Monday of the week of the public hearing, not preceding the public hearing. So it would be Monday of the week of the public hearing.
So for B, we had Monday, right back to Wednesday.
Well, the version I have right now says Wednesday.
But I thought we reverted back to Monday.
Monday.
Yes, I believe that's
in
the
our work
conversation
session.
Monday. Yes.
Okay.
That was what
Okay.
we were talking about.
Yeah.
And we had talked about how,
We needed time with Cobb, that's
yeah,
right.
And so if it
Okay.
was Wednesday, that would have been, about a week before the meeting. Monday's about, 8 days, 9 days now. So
Okay.
it's up to you guys. Because I think the point I was trying to make last time was they should have everything in before. This would be like small revisions or something different. So on a Wednesday seems to be enough time for you to put in and gives them another 2 days to get that up for a weekend. But it was up to you guys if you wanted it Monday or Wednesday.
I think you're right. I think we did go back to Monday.
Yes.
We did.
We did go back to Monday. And so I think what had me confused looking at this again, and you would think I would not be confused about it for the number of times I've looked at it, is that maybe in that very first line of B, it should say, the deadline for receiving any additional information, changes, or modifications from the applicant, so that we're clear that section B is about the applicant.
Yes. And the discussion was, again, the additional information should be minor in some form or fashion. Any huge relevant information will just throw out the process, but any relative information is like small minor, such as color elevations, adjustments on a site plan, things of that nature.
Right.
So
Right. But a whole new site plan,
that's a whole new site plan. Yeah, that's something
another
different.
go-round.
Yes.
yes. Okay. And then I think in section 8, we decided that we would leave that information about a consent agenda in, just in case we decided at some point in the future that we wanted a consent agenda.
Yes.
And I want to kind of be clear because I remember talking about that, but I don't remember it much. And so I know the way Cobb did it was, again, if it wasn't any opposition and so forth, raise your hand, and then if there wasn't and I know we discussed that the reason they do it because their agenda is
so
kind
full.
of is full, and so
Right.
the staff is not in objection to that, but we want to be clear on how we would like to how you would like for that to be used. We want to make sure that we do it in an appropriate manner. So
I think it would probably come up at a work session.
Okay.
If we had an application that was, just as an example, let's say we had a land use permit for a hair salon in a home. I've seen those. And they've had 2 or 3 2-year renewals, everything's fine.
Yep.
No objection. That's the kind of thing that I've seen on a consent agenda.
I just thought of something. So early on, Robin, Commissioner Myers, apologize. There was a
problem.
discussion regarding temporary land use permits and how the county uses it for the parking of vehicles outside. Well, we're starting to kind of get some of those similar applications. And so with the temporary land use permit, where it's just cars parking outside, would that be considered something you guys would like to use for the consent agenda, where it's just the number of vehicles parking outside? Is there any opposition? If there's no opposition, then we can kind of move that along.
Yeah, I agree, Mr. Wheeler. I think that's the key. As you discussed it a second ago, if we get to the point where there's 5, 10, 15 items on our agenda and we can consolidate 2 or 3 of those into one vote, that would be the goal. But the key would be asking the audience if there's anyone here in opposition to any of the cases on the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Then if somebody raises their hand, we pull that off, it goes into the regular agenda, and we move forward with what's left on the consent agenda.
Okay.
That's the key ask, is that we always check. If someone's shown up to speak in opposition, we need to give them that opportunity.
Okay. So, I mean, what I projected or I predict happening is we'll probably get a lot of temporary land use permits or applications for the cars parking outside. Code enforcement has been making the rounds and starting to see that more often. And so I predict we'll probably get those type of applications. And so I think those might be a perfect candidate for us to try that out moving forward to see how that kind of flows.
Right.
And by parking outside, you mean too many cars for the,
Yes,
for the,
yeah,
for
yes,
the
too
lot.
many. Yes, pretty much. Of course, our ordinance says you can park one vehicle per 390 square feet of a living space, and then a maximum of 4 cars outside the garage and a residential location, and so forth.
Right.
So one question on that, where it's in the consent agenda, section 8, 8A, excuse me. It's saying that it may be basically designated as a consent agenda item by the planning and zoning manager. That would be, I'm assuming that's going to be you, but I'm assuming that will be worked out in a working session before we even get to the regular meeting.
Yeah.
Correct?
So the way I interpret it is I would review internally what I would consider to be something worthy to be placed on the consent agenda, but of course I'll still bring it to you guys to agree upon if to be placed on the consent agenda. So
Okay.
essentially, again, reviewing internally says we haven't got any complaints. We think it's kind of straightforward. We just have to go through the process. So we would think this item should be placed on the consent agenda. Of course, if the planning commission agrees, then we will place it on the consent agenda and kind of go from there. But
Okay.
that would be one of the things where we will bring it to you at the work session to discuss and to kind of get consensus.
Okay, so is it possible to add the verbiage to either 8, I would say 8A, I guess, because that's where it's speaking to it to basically say, and I'm paraphrasing here, I don't know the exact verbiage, but something that would say with the approval or the consent of the planning commission as a whole. Because right now, it just, the way that it's worded, it's, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but it's worded as if planning and zoning manager can just drop something on there without planning commission approval or input or consent.
I think the problem with that is that at the work session, we can't take any official action. Right,
correct.
Mr. Huning? At the work session, we can't take, can we take actions at the work session related to our hearing agenda?
Yeah, and so, for all meetings are public meetings.
Right.
So there's just one. So work session can have action.
Okay.
Obviously, the idea is, to plan for your actual meeting, but things can be conducted at a work session, at a special call meeting, or a regular meeting. But it's important here with consent agendas and the rest, state law zoning, these public hearings are, an important procedural step. So it's just important to make sure that, like I think it was mentioned by Commissioner Valzano, that, if you ask beforehand, maybe you can put it on consent agenda, but I think largely it's for maybe other items than your hearings or smaller ones, but just important to make sure we follow the state zone.
Okay, so are you saying that in a case such as Mr. Wheeler's describing, that would not be suitable for a consent agenda?
No, it could be.
Okay.
And I think I would like to see them, fact by fact.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we do too.
Just to see.
We're trying to imagine.
Yeah, because I try to check it. So much like you might all know, lawyers don't like to speculate.
Okay.
Answer and see things as they come. But yes.
Okay, so, Mr. Chair, you're thinking that it should be, a portion of the agenda may be designated as a consent agenda by the planning and zoning manager and approved by the planning commission?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll leave the verbiage to the lawyers and
Aforementioned attorney.
who doesn't like to speculate, but
So this time, Mr. Wheeler, is there any need to take action, or are you just going to take the comments and changes and finalize them and then send it back to us?
Take the comments and finalize them and get them back to you within a short time frame, so you guys have enough time to review and prepare for our work session regarding this.
So I think another item was deferrals? Do we have any more clear direction on the number of deferrals or what counts as a deferral?
So that is mostly an ordinance
Okay.
thing that, again, I will get with city attorney regarding that, and then try to get that amended, because that has to go for you guys and the city council as well too. But before we even do that, would like to speak with the city attorney and then kind of work out a game plan to get that before you guys to clearly, because the ordinance will then dictate what we have to put in the policies procedures as well. So don't want you to amend it, and then we got to come back and amend. So try to do all in an orderly fashion.
Okay. Commissioner Meyer, I think you were going to say something before I jumped up.
Oh, that's all right. I had a question about section 10, B. And so if we have,
Oh, there it is. Okay.
yeah, 10B says that no further public input will be allowed following the close of the hearing. Maybe that's not the right place to ask it. So applicants, okay, section 10, time limitations, zoning hearings, A, the applicant gets 10 minutes. We have had applicants speak for less than 10 minutes and then reserve the remainder of their time. We've had other applicants who I think didn't understand or didn't know that that was something that they could do. So how do we make that fair for all applicants?
So where I come from, if you don't use your entire 10 minutes, you can save the 10 minutes and you can always do rebuttal. And so that is how I've done my public hearings, is 10 minutes for the applicant, 10 minutes, the applicant did use the entire 10 minutes, save it, and then for those rebuttal, and specifically rebuttal to the concerns which the public has. But the public doesn't have a chance to do a rebuttal. It's not a back and forth. It is, they speak their piece, and then the applicant comes back up again to speak specifically to the issues that are raised by the public, not to kind of go ahead and read the presentation. No, specifically to where their concerns are. That's the way I've been trained, and that's how I think it should go. I know there was some little bit of confusion early on, like last year, as far as how that goes. But that would be my suggestion, and my preference to do that is to say, hey, if the applicant hasn't used the entire 10 minutes and then they want to do a rebuttal as far as what specifically the public is raising, I think that should be allowed. And I say that is because you'll probably end up asking the question again related to that. And so instead of just kind of, bringing the applicant back up again to ask them those questions that you just heard from the public, is to allow the applicant to be able to try to answer that. Because one, you can catch to see if the applicant is actually paying attention. Two, to see if they actually care to try to address that. And three, if they're not even prepared to address those concerns. Literally, allowing the applicant to come back up again is putting the applicant back on the spot to say, all right, can you address those rebuttals? Because one, you'll be informed to see if they were paying attention and they have a thorough, cognizant answer, or they're just kind of trying to blow smoke up your behinds. Excuse my language. I know this might not be appropriate, but still, if you can just catch them actually really saying it, and I think that's a benefit to you to allow them to hear what they have to say instead of just trying to ask them the question. Allow them to pay attention. Allow them to see if they're actually paying attention, because they could just be sitting there thumbling their fingers and so forth.
Right.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that real quick, I think just to, because you can't force anybody to speak, but I think if the chairperson would just say after the, you say like you did before, the applicant has 10 minutes to speak and anybody in favor also has 10 minutes along with them. They do their bit, and if they're done, you look at the clock and you say, thank you, applicant. You have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left if you'd like to provide any rebuttal after the opposition speaks. Simple as that. And then leave it on them. If they want to come back up and address it, to Mr. Wheeler's point, you might find, that person's listening. If they decide not to, maybe you consider that too. But I just was going against, forcing anybody to come back and do anything they don't want. They have 10 minutes, however they want to use it. So if you simply just say it like that, it allows them, they understand. So every applicant will hear that. After that, they'll say, you have 1 minute left, 2 minutes left, or you used all your time, you're done. and then you can move on. That might be a way to do it where everyone's aware that they have their time.
I think that's a good way to let applicants know what their options are. So if they want to make a rebuttal, then their rebuttal comes immediately after the opposition speaks.
Yes.
And then after that, the public hearing is closed.
Yes.
And then the only time anybody there is back here at the podium is if we have a question for them.
Yes.
Okay. And
And then just, you guys can, when it gets future, there's more people, you can always say, if you have like 10 people raise your hands, you can make a decision at that time, we have 10 people, we'd like to hear from everybody, so the planning commission will extend the public hearing if needed. So just, keep in mind, as if you see a lot like that, you can consider that.
okay.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Judah, you were. As I'm sure is abundantly clear, in my previous life, I was often a member of that opposition, and it's not infrequent that the applicant's rebuttal misstates the opposition's points, and as opposition, it's very frustrating to not get to clarify that. But I understand that we don't want a debate here. This is a hearing, it's not a debate. So I guess I make that comment. I guess, Chris, Mr. Wheeler, you've given me a perspective on rebuttal that I haven't had before. So I'm having to do a little thinking on the spot here, which is not my best skill. But it also, I guess, makes me realize how important it is for us to listen to those potential mischaracterizations and, if need be, ask a question of the opposition to see exactly what it was they meant to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's really is, again, you got to have to remember, I always like to remember, they're trying to persuade you that this is a good idea. And so it's incumbent on them to prove that by making sure they are at least articulating why it should be approved and to address the public's concerns. Because essentially this is the whole point of the rezoning, is to say that, yes, I want to produce a product that I believe will not have a major impact on the surrounding community. And if they're not really paying attention, or they're just kind of half flippantly not, responding, then that should inform you that, hey, this is not really a serious person, and so forth. And so it is like, again, it's incumbent on everybody to pay attention, even staff. Like, hey, well, we're just kind of doing other things. We need to be paying attention because, again, some of those comments that you guys have or concerns, we need to be able to get ready to articulate if the city council has those questions of us. So it's incumbent on everybody to pay attention of what's going on. And one of the things, again, is I often let the applicant be able to come up and say, hey, this is the reason why you should be approved, why you should approve it. Because oftentimes you glean a little bit more than what they're trying to say, because especially if their rebuttal is condensed within that time, they are speeding up to get everything out as much as possible. If they happen to go through their whole presentation and they realize down to two. I can tell who's been doing this a very, very long time is Mr. Kevin Moore.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He goes through and there's like a minute left and he hits every mark that he heard from the rebuttal succinctly, and it's very good. So.
Okay.
Hey, tonight, I heard you say.
Mike.
Tonight, is it on?
Yeah.
Tonight, I heard you say that opposition has 10 minutes, and you said that the other side has 10 minutes. So you're saying that it's a total of 10 minutes for no matter how many people are out there, they gotta speak within those 10 minutes.
Correct. And what council was just saying is that let's not even use this case, but if there's an imaginary case, and let's say there's 15 people here, then it's at the commission's discretion to extend the public hearing. So that way, we can hear from all 15 people, let's say, for example, that are in opposition, or all 15 people that are here in support of. If it's 6 people I mean, it's still at our discretion to extend the time, but if they speak their piece within the 10 minutes, then, they've used the 10 minutes.
Every city council meeting I've gone to, and I've been to hundreds of them, they always have, you got 2 minutes to speak. You got 3 minutes to speak.
That's a generic public comment. That's not a public hearing in regards to a specific case. In generic public comment, yes, you're given so many minutes, get up there to the microphone, say your piece. But when we're dealing with a public hearing, there are specific rules about the case that's in front of us, and we're only limited to that. Somebody can't get up here and start talking about what's happening down the street from them or what happened in downtown XYZ. They've got to speak to the case. So that's why it's a bit different rules.
And
Now,
Okay,
to
so
clarify, when we do have, well, 2 things. I would strongly recommend we don't preemptively or, automatically extend the time. Let's let them use the 10 minutes. And then if we see there's still 2 or 3 people left, extend the time, but we also have to do it for both sides.
Correct.
The time would be extended for both opposition and those in favor, regardless of which side used up their time first. So if we give an extra 5 minutes for one, we've got to do it for both.
And Mr. Wheeler may be able to clarify this, but I think the 10 minutes and 10 minutes is part of state law, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay. Because I know if I got to say something, I'm going to take the whole 10 minutes.
Well, not if you want to stay friends with your neighbors.
Not if I'm trying to get something done. I'm going to take all my time.
So, Mr. Wheeler, there was another one. I think it was 10, section 10, subsection A, time limits. And if we skip down to 1B, I think we talked about this previously about all non-attorney witnesses for the applicant and opponent shall be first sworn in. I think we were going to strike that.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that was still being taken out. So I don't want to swear anyone in.
I also think that's just B.
Is it B?
Yeah, it's formatted a little different, but it's just B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
A, B, and C, and then C has 1 through 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, on here it's 10A, and then you got subsection subset 1, then another subset is 1A, 1B, 1C. So on this version,
Okay,
I'm
I
seeing
see
It's a-
1A, I have A1A, I don't see A1B.
it's
A1B.
on the next. Well, yeah.
2, A1, 2.
B may have been cut off, but on the version that or maybe it's taken out in your version, but the version that I'm looking at it's still there. So I just wanted to make sure that it was documented.
To be specific, lowercase b.
Yeah,
There's uppercase b and
Yes.
there's
Oh,
lowercase
okay.
b.
I'm glad
Lower-
you said because I just got capital B. All right.
Lowercase.
B.
That's why I was
All
like
right, all right.
subset,
Maybe it's already gone.
Subset.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lowercase B. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Can you repeat which section you were looking at again?
Sure. It is. Let me scroll back to it. Sorry.
It's section 10.
Section 10. Is public participation in meetings/hearings, and then 10A time limitation and then under that is subset 1 zoning hearings, and then it's 1A.
Yeah, I don't see it 'cause I already deleted that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
yeah, that's why I was myself.
Okay, that's fine. I just-
The attorney is using a more up-to-date version than we are.
Yeah, well, he's always ahead of us.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You can even make my job easy. You can send that to me.
Yeah. I'll send this and then you can add anything
Okay.
different and we can make sure we got captured it all.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't have anything else. I know I'd raised a lot of questions, but they all all the rest got answered.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
I think we're good. Anything for you?
No.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I will go back and we'll work on that.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess I would just ask that maybe by Monday, review this once more and submit any final revisions by email
Okay.
to staff, because we'd like to just have it, ready to go. And so if you can
Gotcha.
do that with today's comments in mind, that'd be helpful, and then we can get this adopted. And
Gotcha.
And so you can send us a clean copy in like 2 weeks?
Yeah. We'll do our part. Wait till Monday, see if there's anything. If nothing else, and then we'll finalize it, format it up, and try and send it off by next Friday or 2 Mondays.
Right.
Okay.
Just in case we've miscommunicated somehow, give us enough time to take one more look. before we
Yeah.
have it on our agenda to say grace over. So that we're not, again, looking for section
Yes.
10A, 1B, 2, 3.
Yep.
All right. So that takes us to item 5C on the agenda, election of new planning commission officers.
Now, I know you guys stated that you would like for the full board to be here. However, we are missing two commissioners. And so,
Well, one with the circumstance.
yes, one with the circumstances. Yes. So again, is up to the planning commission how you want to proceed with this. Do you want to have a full board for this, or do you just want to still proceed anyway?
We've got a few moving parts, to use that term for the second time tonight. Again, Mr. Wheeler, can you confirm, there was conversation before the meeting that Ms. Miller, or that another commissioner has removed herself from the board?
So the one commissioner time will be expired at the end of this meeting, and so another one will be appointed.
For which
For District 2, I believe.
Okay.
And so at this point in time, I do not know who that other commissioner will be. So
We will potentially have 3 brand-new
Yes.
commissioners at that point.
Yes.
For the sake of moving this agenda item forward, can we make a motion to continue with the current chair and vice chair for the remainder of 2026, since we've barely been doing this a year, and move forward at that, and then revisit this in January as our procedures dictate?
If the board chooses to proceed, I have no objection to that.
I'd like to make. Oh, excuse me.
No, I was just
Go
going to say
ahead.
I would prefer to move forward, so that way we have the officers in place and we can.
Yes, I agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Then I would make a motion that we maintain the current chair as Commissioner Philpott and vice chair as Commissioner Meyer for the remainder of 2026.
Do we need to do that separately, or can they all do it in one fell swoop?
Was there a third that needs to be selected?
Just 2.
A secretary, I think.
I mean, I'm happy to give that up anytime.
No, that's okay.
I think we would
prefer
I think
you.
whoever is elected is probably going to delegate.
Yeah, why don't you just move it one at a time?
Okay.
Just
Okay.
Then, do I need to withdraw my motion?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Withdraw my motion, and then I make a new motion to, I guess we'll say,
Yeah, nominate.
Commissioner Philpott as the chair of the Planning Commission.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Valenzano to nominate Commissioner Philpott as the continuing chair of the Planning Commission. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a second from Commissioner Nakwi. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. And I'll turn it back over to you for the second motion.
Breaking it apart, I'll make a motion to nominate Commissioner Meyer as the vice chair of the Planning Commission.
All right, so we have a motion from Commissioner Valenzano to nominate Commissioner Meyer as the vice chair. Do we have a second?
A second.
All right, we have a second from Commissioner Jeter. All in favor?
Before we vote?
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
So I'd just like to say that I am happy to accept this nomination, but I think that it's important that that the office of vice chair, and with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, also the office of chair, not be positions that any one person maintains for very long. So I'm happy to serve as vice chair for this year, but next year for 2027, I fully expect there to be somebody else who's vice chair. And I would really recommend to all of you, as we all continue, hopefully, here as planning commissioners, to look at both of these positions, chair and vice chair, as something that would rotate among us every year, because everyone who's appointed to this board is able and hopefully willing and ready to assume these leadership roles. There's nothing magic about these titles in front of our names. So yes, I'm happy to serve for another year, but let's not make these life sentences.
Okay, any further discussion?
I agree with Commissioner Meyer's point. I would prefer to be moving it around as you're describing, but I think we found ourselves in circumstances at the moment that it makes sense to just move forward as we have the commission standing right now.
Thank you. Any other discussion? No? All right. So we have the motion, we have the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, so Commissioner Meyer will continue to serve as vice chair. And with that, I will say very quickly, because I know we all want to go home. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve as the inaugural chair. As a planning commission, I definitely don't take it lightly. I know the work that we do, we're probably not going to get a lot of praise, but understand that the work is vital and integral to the development of the city. The goal and the hope is to continue to serve you guys and serve this planning commission just as good, or I should say better than the last year. So I look forward to continuing to work with you and serve with you. I'm not over you. I'm right here with you. I'm just the person that you guys said okay to. So with that, can we make a motion, or actually, are there any other discussion points before we adjourn?
Just express my hope that Mr. Philpott gets a gavel before his chairmanship.
I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on
term is ended.
I'm not going to look at the person that's responsible for getting it. All right. Any other discussion before we adjourn? No? Okay, so can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, motion from Commissioner Valenzano to adjourn. Do we get a second? Second. Second from Commissioner Jeter. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. I thought not. The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.